President Franklin Roosevelt once said that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. It's a beautiful and powerful sentiment. But one fear to me was not just abstract concept. It was something much more real. To me, this fear was specific and painful memory. For a very long time, this fear followed me just like a ghost, haunting me just like a recurring nightmare. My complicated relationship with English began in middle school. I remember like classroom vividly. We were learning the absolutely simple sentences. This is a book, that is a pencil. When the teacher called me to read them aloud, my accent began an immediately target. My classmates burst into laughter, mocking my pronunciation. They even gave me a nickname that made me feel incredibly small and isolated. Humiliated, I made a silent promise to myself that afternoon. I will never ever speak English again after graduating from school. Life, however, had a completely different plan for me. Years later, a university professor saw potential in me and encouraged me to pursue my graduate degree in the United States. So I packed my luggage and landed in the country where every single conversation happened in the exact language I have spent my entire life running away from. My major was statistics. Statistics is a beautiful word made entirely of numbers and formulas. Numbers doesn't have accent. Formula never laugh at me. I feel safe in that world. My original plan was very simple. Get my degree and immediately fly back to Taiwan. But then life stepped in again. I met my husband at the university. He wanted to settle down in here, America, so I stayed. Today, as a data analyst, I'm domain of my area. However, whenever a meeting began, the all middle school ghosts will walk right into the room. I have always been the silent observer. If I forced to speak, I limited to my answer to yes or no. I was so terrified that if I say anything more, people will only hear my awful accent. Their face will show they could not understand my accent, like hers. Living in Los Angeles makes it much easier for me to hide. I could conduct my daily life in my native language, except for work. It's comfortable, but eventually I realized the comfort bubble was actually a cage. It was keeping me from growing. Several years ago, I took a deep breath and joined my very first Toastmaster club. I will never forget standing behind the lectern for the very first time. My lips were literally trembling. My heart was pounding so loudly. The ghost was haunting me again. But I quickly learned that Toastmaster is nothing like the middle school classroom. Here is no mocking, only supporting. I saw some improvement there. About 1 year and a half ago, my sister Amy called in here, suggested me I joined this specific club. She told me that I need a fresh environment and even exposure to challenge myself. And she was right. Over the last and a half year, you have helped me to face my own nightmare. The middle school ghost still visits me from time to time, but it doesn't terrify me anymore. I'm standing here today to prove to myself that my voice, even a strong accent, deserve to be here. My idea deserve to share. Back to you, Toastmaster.